Alrighty, you guys. So if you guys watched the classic, you guys know who won. Jason, yeah, I done messed this video up, but I'm gonna leave it in there. You know what? Why not? Anyway, Jordan Lee actually won for the second time in 2 years, which is awesome. I was rooting for him or Jacob Wheeler mainly. I don't think I even mentioned Jordan Lee in my last video. I don't know why. I was going to, but I forgot to, I think. But anyway, yeah, so Jordan Lee ended up winning. Jason Christie got third, and Brett Ayler ended up getting second, which was a shock to me. Honestly, I didn't even know he was going to be in the Classic. So yeah, he ended up getting third. And the two baits that Jordan Lee won on, now these are not exact baits because I don't have the exact baits he used, but they are basically the same thing. Now, two things that I did not take account for in my prediction video was that the Lake Hartwell does have blueback herring, which if I'd known that, I probably would have grabbed one of these baits and put it in a video, but I didn't. And another thing is that there was spotted bass. So Jordan Lee took that and he used a jerk bait and he caught a bunch of spotted bass early in the morning. And he used the jerkbait to fill his limit, which is a very smart thing to do on his part. I think most tournament anglers would do that. Basically, he took the jerkbait, filled his limit, and then went out and caught some bigger largemouth. And what he caught his largemouth on was kind of something that I mentioned in my video, and he was dock fishing, which is something that I did say would be a key player in the fishing of the Bassmaster Classic this year. But he was not fishing with a jig or something like that. He was actually fishing a little wacky rig worm. Now, he was using the Strike King Ocho, which I don't have those because I just don't think that they're worth like $6 for. So I just use my own worms. That's what this here is. The Doc's Lures stick worm in green pumpkin. Now, I don't know the exact colors of the baits he was throwing, but I do know he was throwing a Strike King Ocho wacky rigged underneath the docks, and he was throwing a Strike King jerkbait out for the spots. But yeah, that's basically what he won it on, and he basically just won it on the last day because most of the first day and the second day were led by Jason Christie, and he caught his fish on a chatterbait up in the grass. Now, this was something that I was debating on putting in my video, but I decided not to. I ultimately put the jig, which actually did end up happening a little bit, but he ended up catching his fish not on this color, but he actually was using a green pumpkin chatterbait, which the green pumpkin chatterbait I got is in my tackle box, and I forgot to get it out. But he was basically using a green pumpkin chatterbait, and he was using it in the grassy areas and ripping it out of the grass and catching pretty good sized bass. And so yeah, next is the second place angler, which if you don't know who it was Brett Ayler. Like I said at the beginning, honestly, I did not know he was even going to be a player. I really didn't. I didn't think he was going to be. I don't know if he's ever won a classic. I don't believe he has. But anyway, I didn't think about him, which probably should have, because I mean he's a pretty good angler, and he used a drop shot fishing on main lake points, and he was actually fishing pretty deep. He was fishing, from what I heard anyway, he was fishing close to 35 feet of water, which is pretty deep in my opinion. But he was throwing a drop shot. Now this one here is one of my baits. This is one of the flat runners that I have. And he was actually, I think he was fishing with RoboWorm, because I'm pretty sure he's sponsored by him. Now, I don't know the line or the weight or the hook, but I do know he was throwing a drop shot. This one here is a 1/4 ounce weight with 10-pound Berkeley trilene up to a 2-aught straight shank hook with a flat runner on it. That's just what I was throwing today, or Sunday. Also, to tell you guys the honest truth, I did not catch anything. Well, I did catch one little bitty bluegill, but didn't have it on camera. And I was not going to get the camera out for just a tiny little bluegill. Plus, I was standing in about 6 inches of water, which, my stupid luck, I probably would have dropped the phone. Don't want to do that. Anyway, so I didn't catch anything other than that little bluegill, so I wasn't going to make a video of me just standing in the water trying to fish. Anyway, but also what Brett Ayler used was a jig. Now, I do not know the exact color. I'm really waiting on the Bassmaster YouTube channel to post their taste the bait video, which basically tells you what they use, what the anglers used. I'm really waiting on it. That way I can know for sure, and I might That was weird. I thought I heard something. Anyway, but I might be able to make a better video. But this is basically what he was throwing, a football head jig, from what I've seen anyway, just a brownish colored jig. And that actually leads me into something else that I was going to talk about here pretty soon. Now, you guys know jigs are one of my favorite baits for this time of year. I've caught a lot of fish on jigs. This color, the brown and orange, the white, and green pumpkin also. Jigs are just one of my favorite baits for this time of year. So I'm actually going to, here pretty soon, probably tomorrow morning, I'm actually going to buy a bunch of jigs and probably going to buy a couple of the jigs that Jordan Lee used to win the first classic, which were the big football heads. I think he was using 1/2 ounce, and I'm going to buy a couple different sizes, 1/2 ounce, maybe even a full ounce. And I'm also going to buy some flipping jigs because I just bought 2 more swim jigs, which I already had 2, so I have 4 swim jigs now. I'm good on them. I got a pretty well good overall color balance. I have a couple shad, a couple bluegill. So yeah, I'm good on swim jigs. I'm just going to buy a few football heads and maybe a flipping jig or 2, just to, you know, have a diversity of baits. You know, obviously, I'm going to have to pick up a few brown colored jigs. I mean, they just work so well around here. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. If you did, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks to everybody who has been buying my baits. I'm actually got a few more orders coming, I think, hopefully. And I just sent out a couple packages today. I got to send out another package tomorrow. And so yeah, thank you guys for that. That means a lot to me. I've already made over $100, which is awesome. You know, just me making baits around here is pretty cool for me, you know, making money with it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Bye.